Skorge is a bit more of a hidden treasure when it comes to his backstory. When we first meet him, he pops out of the ground and cuts a centaur tank in half with his double chainsaw staff. I know, pretty sweet. Then he fights both Ty Kaliso and Dizzy Wallen at the same time, while Delta Squad gets sent down into the Hollows. We later find out through the comics that Dizzy escaped this encounter and Ty was of course captured. Skorge personally led Ty and the other gears to the torture bard for them to get processed. It's possible he ordered Ty to be kept alive and receive extra punishment, as he would have known it was Marcus and Dom that killed his friend RAAM, so this could have been payback for that. And Skorge would have seen the duo as he landed on their assault derrick and stared right at them. But that's just my personal theory on this interaction with Ty. We later find Skorge on his unique Hydra beast leading the Riftworm to sink Alima City. This is where Skorge's flair comes into play, as he is not only the Uzul of the Locust army, but he is also the Ketor or High Priest of their religion. In case you didn't know, the Locusts follow the religion Trinity of Worms, where they praise the Riftworms for allowing life to sprout down in the Hollows. Skorge used to be an underling in their religious caste, being called an acolyte. However, he had radical ideas too and was also an outcast like RAAM. He then joined RAAM in the Bloodied Vanguard and helped him overthrow Shrock, as we discussed in the previous section. This coup also allowed Skorge to be reaccepted into the religion. RAAM and Skorge saw each other as brothers, and Skorge actually knew that RAAM was going to rise to the top again, as Skorge is able to see small visions of the future. He's able to do this by inhaling emulsion fumes that allow him to access what is called the Rift, which further connects him to the Locust hive mind and see visions. This is how he was able to communicate and lead the Riftworm to follow his commands and sink multiple cog cities. Through these visions, he also saw and told RAAM that he was going to have a thunderous rise and fall and promised to protect him for as long as he could. So this is why Skorge was RAAM's successor. They were friends, brothers, and comrades. Later, when we find Queen Mira in her royal palace, we see Skorge by her side protecting her, as her Uzul and Ketor, it was his duty to do so. And while Mira escaped and got to live another day, Skorge was defeated outside Jacinto while pursuing Delta while he rode his Hydra. Marcus, Dom, Cole, and Baird aboard two Reavers precisely ripped apart the Hydra, killing it and throwing Skorge off at immense speeds. Skorge landed straight on his back, splattering his head against the ground, killing him instantly. His death was the second major blow to the Locust leadership in a single year. Plus, with him out of the way, the Cog was able to sink Jacinto, flood the Hollows, and wipe out a large chunk of the Locust horde. After him, there were no more major pieces left on the field except for one, the most powerful of them all, Queen Mira.